Hey everybody, before you continue watching the video, make sure you give the channel a like and subscribe. Go and follow us on Instagram. Go and check out all the different social media scenarios. Make sure if you're enjoying the content, go there, like, subscribe, follow, so we can keep putting stuff out. If you've got any questions, leave a comment. All right, make a comment on either of our pages and we'll answer them as soon as we can.
Paulo, look, I would like to know like a little bit like, so when you arrived, you know, you were the first one, and then followed up. I was at the time in Sydney, so I actually watched and lived through it. So there was then Marcelo and Bruno, right? And you guys at the time opened the New South Wales Federation of Jiu-Jitsu, which was at the time was a great move for Jiu-Jitsu. I remember how you guys started from basically nothing, and then you just working. I remember there was like Brazilian drums in the crowd at the beginning. Did you remember that? Sydney University.
Competition.
And how you actually evolved. And can you tell us like a little bit about that beginning and what it became right now? How is the federation right now? And what is the Jiu-Jitsu in New South Wales as well?
Yeah, what happened was when I arrived, like I said, I went to teach this gym and they got my sponsor and stuff. About 6 months after, maybe almost 1 year, a bit more than 6 months, maybe 9 months, almost 1 year after, Marcelo arrived and he moved to Manitoba. Marcelo from Gracie Barra. He was a new black belt from Gracie Barra. And he moved here, I think, to study with his girlfriend. And then 6 months after that, Bruno, the same, came to study here and from Gracie Maita, from his Holly student. And we three live in Manly. So, like, was a small Brazilian community at the time. Everybody knew everyone. So we met and, okay, you do jiu-jitsu, black belt. Yeah, 3 black belts. So Marcelo opened at this place where the karate guy was teaching, where I met Rafael, the first blue belt here, the first guy blue belt I met here. Marcelo started teaching there. He teaching jiu-jitsu there. I was teaching Bondi because Peter, the guy was sponsoring me, put some mats, we put together something in Bondi. And Bruno started teaching the city. So we divide the town in, like the mafia, we divide the town in regions. No? So that's your region, that's in areas. So nobody interfered in each other areas. So that was the division of Sydney. 3 areas. Plus there was Larry Papadopoulos here too, like where Bruno was teaching. He was a shooter fighter, he's still around.
I've been there, I trained there too.
Yeah, yes. So we had 3 areas, right? And then we started jiu-jitsu. Not many people knew jiu-jitsu at the time. Some fighters knew it, so people started to come. And so we sit together and said, man, how are we going to make this grow here? If you want, we maybe could live from jiu-jitsu in Australia. We didn't know yet, but maybe we could live because lots of people come and the sport's growing. And how we make it grow? So we said, okay, the only way to grow is making competitions, because competitions attract people. First, the guys who are training, they have a aim to train for. They have a target. They train for the competition, right? So they're not just training, now I'm going to do golf, now I'm going to do tennis, to get bored. So train for a target. Second thing, like in competitions, they come and the girlfriends come, the friends come, and so people start to talk to each other. There was no internet or this thing. So people talk to each other and then start to bring more friends, and you can start to grow. And also you can make some money. So we had, in the gym I was teaching Bondi, the place I was teaching, there was a big basketball court. And we said, okay, so let's create this federation and make the first competition. So how we call? So, okay, we went through to fair trading, registered the federation as an association, not as a company, and created. We are the 3 directors. We got some more people. Luke Beston, Angela Gracie, husband also entered first, and like a part of the federation, lead people. Right, and it was good because it was Australian. So we had the federation. Then we started the first competition. The first competition in Bondi had 60 people, 20 from me, 20 from Marcelo, 20 from Bruno. Right, white belts all. And then we did it. It was quick. We carried the mats from the gym to there all night and fix it and start to explain the rules to the guys and had the first competition. From there on, it started to grow like we expected, right? There was Anthony Lang was purple belt, Elvis in Perussian blue belts. They had gyms. There was like some guys from Luke Best in Newcastle, some other guys around. And then we start to bring people together. We start to advertise for friends and stuff. And then that was 2001, right? And then we start to grow. The second competition already had maybe 80 people. The third one had 90, and keep going until we start to make a circuit. I think the second year, 2002, we made a circuit. So 4 competitions, we score points and stuff, and start to grow. People start to learn. Then after that, until today, we have, I think now our last competition had 1,300 entries, and it was very good. We had to go to 2 days now from now on. But there was also the Australian Federation, Peter Devine there in Melbourne, right? And they had the Victorian Championship. So we became the main competition in New South Wales. They became the main competition there. And I remember you, Duda, came to me, okay, let's do something in Queensland, because you're moving to Queensland. So we start to organize some papers for you there, explain you how to do it, and you start the things there too. So it was very good. And the federation brought us a lot of good return, because organization and well organized. Because there was one competition here, ISKA, they had jiu-jitsu. But it was that thing, you arrive on the day, you put your name on, you put your name there, you fight there, now you fight there. It was a big mess. And we showed them that the federation, like with the organized jiu-jitsu competition, was safer and was like more like there were more rules, so everybody knew the rules. We were under the International Federation, so it gave us a lot of credibility. And nowadays the federation is going very good. All Australia has federations now. We're in contact with 4 of them. We in contact with Peter Devine was a very good supporter for us at the time, and we're still working together sometimes. And that's it. So in 2001 we started federation. 2007, I did a cage fight. I bought a cage. I built a cage, actually. I did a cage fight competition here.
Paulo, sorry to interrupt you. Let me just make a question here, still about this history of the beginning. At that time, would New South Wales be the scene of jiu-jitsu was bigger than Melbourne or not? This is something I don't know about it.
No, Melbourne is the biggest, because actually, interesting fact is the Australian Federation is the first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu federation under IBJJF outside of Brazil.
Yes.
94, PTBS. And then they already had the Victorian Championship, and they had the I don't know if they had the Pan Pacific, but they had big competitions there. And they had 3 black belts. There was John Donahue, Peter Devine, and John Will. Right here, there was no black belts. So when I arrived here, and Marcelo and Bruno arrived, we were the 3 black belts here. So we were 3 there and 3 here. So we started to build up, and they were better. They had more competition. They had the Pan Pacific. I used to go fight the Pan Pacific there with my students. And then after about 5 years, we were even. So maybe in 2001, they were there, and in 5 years, we were even, and we were fighting toe-to-toe with them. And
thanks for watching the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a like, subscribe, and a follow. Check out all our different social media platforms. There's heaps of content coming out. There's different snippets and content on different platforms. So make sure you're on everything. And again, if it helped you out, recommend to somebody else, and hopefully it'll help them out too.